Hello, and welcome to The Reckoning: Iran, Israel, America, and War. This podcast explores the relationships among these countries and the events that led to war in 2026. Crossroads of Hate is a 5-part series examining Western influences on Iranian anti-Semitic propaganda. This has been part of Iran's information warfare against both Israel and the United States. The author is Mark Silinsky. This is the third of 5 podcasts on this subject. In this podcast, we begin with the pervasive theme of Holocaust denial. Holocaust denial. For years, the Iranian regime has used Holocaust denial to undermine the legitimacy of Israel's existence. Ahmadinejad said that questioning the Holocaust's truth is taboo, which he offered as evidence that Jews conspire to conceal the truth. This is often echoed by the supreme leader. For decades, Khamenei has argued that the Holocaust was a lie crafted to validate the state of Israel. Many Iranians and some European academics argue that Jews partnered with Germans to justify the usurpation of Palestine. Iran condemns international memorial observances of the Holocaust and the respect accorded to distinguished survivors. Iranian diplomats formally protested the awarding of the Nobel Prize to Eli Wiesel, a distinguished man of letters. He became a Nobel laureate in 1986 for being a messenger to mankind. His message is one of peace, atonement, and dignity. The Holocaust is a sensitive issue in Europe, and several states have criminalized Holocaust denial for fear that it resuscitates National Socialism and cleanses Germany of the crimes of the Third Reich. Nonetheless, it thrives in certain circles. There is a broad-based, right-wing European Holocaust denial that denies the uniqueness of the genocide against Jews. Some Holocaust denial legal cases have been sensational, such as the libel suit between historian David Irving, a Holocaust denier, and his critic, Deborah Lipstadt. Irving's books are periodically displayed in glass cabinets at exhibits in Iran, and his blog and books are cited by Iranian public intellectuals. The authenticity and legacy of Anne Frank are frequent targets of Iranian-endorsed Holocaust deniers, such as Robert Forisson, who attacked her diary as a forgery. Iranian media regularly promote Holocaust denial and interview the world's most renowned deniers. Ahmadinejad repeatedly asserted that the carnage of the concentration camps has been exaggerated to the point of being a myth. Leading Iranian journalists make the same claim. As with other Holocaust deniers, some Iranian intellectuals argue that Jewish bloodshed was no greater than that suffered by Germans and Japanese. One Iranian observer claimed, "We have Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and the city of Larson, SIC, in Germany." Some American professors deny the Holocaust, but not many. One who has publicly sided with the Iranian regime is Arthur Butz, an engineering professor at Northwestern University, who has been interviewed by Tehran Times and Mehr. About President Ahmadinejad, he wrote, "I congratulate him on becoming the first head of state to speak out clearly on these issues, and regret only that it was not a Western head of state." A leading outlet for Iranian Holocaust denial is Tehran's Kayhan newspaper and its elderly helmsman. Appointed directly by the supreme leader, he also directs the Kayhan Institute. Hossein Sariat-Madari promotes European Holocaust deniers and Iranians, such as Hassan Karbalaei, a university professor who writes for Fars and Tasnim news agencies. Shariat-Madari draws on Quranic themes to support Holocaust denial and partners with the Young Journalists Club to promote this theme among young Iranians. Iranian Holocaust denial surged after the revolution and was advanced further by Ahmadinejad. He organized several international conferences and invited eminent Holocaust deniers to become regular guests on English-language Iranian television stations, notably Press TV. Israel as a satanic state. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei repeatedly denounces Israel's existence. On Quds Day in 2020, he called the creation of Israel the greatest crime in recent history. He said that the heretical doctrine of Zionism had been invented by England and by the Jewish masters of gold. His associates said similar things. A narrator on Iranian television claimed that Israel prevented children from playing while bombing hospitals and killing children. Israel created COVID. Khamenei endorsed the Nazi term for eliminating European Jewry, the final solution, and tweets often about the physical destruction of Israel. In popular culture, the anti-Israel movie Saturday Hunter teems with ominous motifs. In the film, a boy is brainwashed by his rabbi grandfather into becoming a psychopathic killer of Palestinian children. Among Iranian leaders, Israel, the world's only Jewish state, is the only state that must be annihilated. These overlapping Iranian and Western anti-Semitic themes are prominent across the media, academic, political, and cultural spheres. Iran hosts conferences that invite Western anti-Semites, particularly Holocaust deniers, to participate. Some of these Western friends of Iran appear regularly at speaking engagements, on tours, and in publicity. Several of them stand out. Western Friends of the Islamic Republic, Holocaust Denial, Israeli Villainy, and Jewish Control. In the United States and Europe, Holocaust deniers have small, generally discredited followings. However, many smash-mouth and erudite Western deniers are acclaimed in the Middle East, particularly in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Iran. Many have been invited to speak at Holocaust denial conferences in Iran and have become staples on Iranian television and radio. Among the more colorful personalities are, or were, the Cameroonian French Dieudonné Mbala Mbala, the French-Scot Robert Faurisson, the French convert to Islam Roger Raga Garaudy, the British David Irving, American Kevin Barrett, and the Belgian cartoonist Luc de Schumacher. All offer a messy mix of Holocaust denial, conspiracy theories, and notions of wildly exaggerated Israeli malevolence. Mbala Mbala. Dieudonné Mbala Mbala, generally known as Mbala Mbala, is a French entertainer and longtime friend of the Islamic Republic and an enemy of world Jewry. He blends comedy with worn anti-Semitic themes. Of mixed race, he ran unsuccessfully in the French 2007 presidential campaign on an anti-Zionist ticket before turning to comedy. With a pen dripping with sarcasm, he wrote a children's song, Show Ananas, Holocaust Pineapple, which mocked Jews and the Holocaust. He has a European audience, mostly Muslim or left-leaning young men and boys. He is also popular in Iran, where he has embraced senior political and cultural leaders. Mbala Mbala wrote and starred in a one-man comedy show titled Mahmoud, which burlesqued Ahmadinejad's critics. He has been fined and imprisoned for insulting Jews in his comedic skits. In stage performances and videos, he portrayed Jews in black religious garb and lampooned the Nazi gas chambers as fake. Playing to a young audience, he popularized an anti-Semitic gesture in what he called Jew-controlled France. He describes the quenelle as an inverted Nazi salute. An article on Iran's Press TV calls the quenelle a badge of honor. Iranians have proffered fawning praise for Mbala Mbala's comedic talent and what they see as his revelations and insights into Judaism. He retains friends in Iran, including Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. The former Iranian president refers to the comic as an old friend, a great artist. Roger Raga Garaudy. When Roger Garaudy died at 99 in 2012, many Holocaust deniers, including Iranians, mourned his passing. The loss was especially poignant among the country's leaders. Iran's Basij saluted the life of the former communist, French resistance fighter, and convert to Islam. Garaudy made his mark on the Holocaust denial scene with the 1996 publication of The Founding Myths of Israeli Politics, an indictment of Israel's politics and religious communities, and, in his view, the fabrication of German extermination efforts. He reserved much of the book's vitriol for international Jewry and its alleged agents. The book became a sensation, granting him superstar literary status in Muslim countries during a triumphal tour. The anti-Semitic themes resonated deeply in Iran, and, unsurprisingly, the mullahs and the political smart set in Tehran warmly received Gharaudi. The Iranian media outlet Fars called Gharaudi the first denier of the Holocaust myth. For some, he was Islam's most beautiful ambassador to Europe and the world. Gharaudi loved Iran and Khamenei, whom he praised for struggling against arrogant powers' violence and forming a united world. That affection was reciprocated by Iran's political and cultural elite. This concludes this episode of The Reckoning: Iran, Israel, America, and War. In the next episode, we will continue examining anti-Semitic themes promoted by Iranian propaganda. Nothing in this podcast represents the official view of the United States government. Until our next podcast, thank you for listening.